I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about no contact terrifies me. So, I get a lot of questions about no contact, obviously, and I completely understand why. For one thing, no contact is absolutely terrifying, and I know that. I've been in your shoes, and when you're going through a breakup, the last thing you want to do is feel separation from your partner. That disconnect is incredibly scary and painful, and it triggers so much anxiety and so much separation anxiety that you literally just feel like you're going to die. That abandonment that is wired into us, that we're wired to connect with people, it just is triggered, and we literally just feel like we are going to die. And you know, there are biological reasons behind that. And, you know, I talked about this in other videos. We're meant to connect to other people. It's what keeps us safe. It's the primary way that human beings keep each other safe. Like, we don't have claws or fangs. We have each other. We have our relationship with each other. And so when we feel that disconnect, it literally terrifies us to the core. Our body there are deep parts of our brain that are not conscious that are telling us danger, 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 releasing chemicals, causing us to have obsessive thoughts, all in an effort to reconnect. And so the idea of saying, nope, I'm not going to try and reconnect, is literally like the scariest thing you could possibly do. And it's literally like facing the fear of death. And I totally understand why it's so difficult for you to go through that. So, please understand, guys, a big part of the reason that it's so difficult is because we are biologically wired to connect to our people that we love and we care about. And when we feel that disconnect, it literally feels like we are going to go off into the woods, abandon the tribe, and have to fend for ourselves. And actually, I was reading some research in an article that was talking about how it's suspected that the function of it was that the people that realized they were upsetting the norm of the social environment, they realized that if they did that, they could face rejection and abandonment, in which case you would be basically banned and have to go off and fend for yourself, which would likely mean death. Okay? So you can see there's a lot to why we actually feel that way during a breakup, and why no contact is so terrifying. I got 2 emails today. One of them is from somebody that I did a Skype with, I believe about a week and a half ago, and she just wanted to thank me. I read the thank you part. She wanted to thank me, and I thought it might be helpful for some of you guys out there that are considering working with me, just that to know that this is something that she felt about our Skype. She said, "Hi Craig, thank you again for the Skype session the other day. Our talk helped me I can't even talk, right? Our talk helped calm my anxiety level about breaking up with my husband. And I finally got a good night's sleep for the first time in weeks. You had a lot of great advice, and you also made me feel like wherever my future lies, I really need to think about the kind of partner I want to share my life with, and not just an immediate fix to soothe my anxiety. I'm going to focus on improving myself during this time and keeping my son stable and happy. I hope we can do another Skype session soon so I can stay on track. Thanks, Jennifer." My alias. She even put that. Her name's not Jennifer, but she even gave me an alias. Well, I know who it is, and I'm so glad that you're feeling much better about your situation. She was in a long-term relationship. I don't even remember. I think it was close to 10 years. Maybe I'm off, but I think that's what it was. I know she's been with her husband for a long time, and she was absolutely devastated. So I'm so happy to hear that you actually got a good night's sleep, because I know exactly what it's like to be tossing and turning. I used to have night sweats. I'd wake up soaking wet. My shirt would be soaking wet, and I'd have to take it off, and it was just awful. I don't know if any of you guys ever had that. Wake up just sweating and nightmares, and it's just the worst. So anytime you can get a good night's sleep, it's gonna help your anxiety level too. The thing, I've never brought this up before, but it's interesting about anxiety. And actually, our body requires energy to manage our anxiety. So when you don't have a good night's sleep, the anxiety keeps bubbling up, and the energy that it normally takes to push it down is not there. And so we feel more anxious on days where we've had less sleep. And so anytime that you guys can get a little extra sleep when you're going through a breakup, it's going to help, especially with managing that anxiety. So I got a second email here who said, "Hey Coach, I just wanted to thank you so much for all your awesome content. I just stumbled on your YouTube channel, and I'm really impressed about how you explain things. I absolutely love your sense of humor and the way you treat people. You are truly in a class by yourself." Well, thank you so much for those kind words, and you appreciate my humor because you haven't seen me do stand-up. If you saw that, you probably would want nothing to do with it. But thank you. He said, "My ex and I have been together for 2 years. We broke up this weekend after a big fight where I saw her talking with another guy at a friend's party. We were all drinking pretty heavily. I saw her put her hand on his hand for a moment. I was furious. I pulled her aside and started yelling at her. I made a pretty big scene." Yeah, I've actually heard situations similar. I feel like I've heard some similar stories to this one. Obviously, the drinking was involved, and you saw her put her hand on the other guy's hand for a moment. Probably triggered you. You were drinking. She was drinking. Got into a big scene. Obviously, sometimes things can get messy like that real quick. I had my friend take me home. The next morning, I really couldn't remember what happened, so I sent her a message to apologize because I knew we had argued and that I had gotten loud. She said she didn't think we should see each other anymore. She said that she has not been happy in a while and she doesn't feel like she's in love with me. I wonder if she was really feeling like that before this incident, or sometimes an incident like that, all of a sudden they start to feel something completely different, and then it feels like they've been feeling like that forever. So, interesting. Maybe it's partially true and it just feels magnified due to the intensity of the fight. After watching some of your videos, it seems like no contact is in order. But I'll be honest, it absolutely terrifies me. I really feel like I can make things right if I just get another chance. I really am torn with trying how I can get her back. What? Okay. He says, "Why is no contact so scary? It literally feels like the worst thing I can do right now. I really think that because she is so stubborn, she is going to move on and forget about me. Please help. I can't eat. I can't sleep. All I can do is think about her." Well, as I explained up front, there's biological reasoning behind the obsessive thoughts, the fear and the terror. It literally is as scary as death, like you're facing death when you're in this situation. That is why it's so terrifying. And you're afraid that she's going to completely forget about you. Now that seems like maybe you have some anxiety and insecurity going on, because I could understand that you would be afraid that she might move on and not reach out or contact you anymore, but to think that she would forget about you is like another level of anxiety there. And that tells me that maybe you have an anxious attachment style. Maybe that is why when you saw her put the hand on the other, her hand on the other guy's hand, it set you off so quickly. Whereas maybe had you been a little bit more calm, of course there was drinking involved, you could have talked it out and said, what's the deal here? I don't feel too good about what happened there. Yeah, I could see why this is such a tough thing for you. But yeah, I do agree with you that I do think no contact is in order here, because she told you she didn't want to continue the relationship. She's saying she doesn't feel like she's in love with you right now. And I know you're starting to sit there and obsess over all the different ways that you can make it right. And you're bargaining. If I just have another chance, if I could just do this, if I could just do that. We get into the bargaining, and that's where you're at right now. But I do think in your situation that, you know, you've got to leave her alone and stop reaching out, which is what I consider no contact. Just to clarify, no contact for me means you don't reach out. If she contacts you, I don't believe in this nonsense of if somebody contacts me within some 30-day period, I just ignore them. No, I don't do that at all. If I just say, don't reach out, okay? She broke up with you. She says she doesn't love you anymore, and she doesn't want to give you another chance. At this situation, I say, move on. If she reaches out to you and she contacts you, great. Then, you know, you take things from there. But I don't think you should continue to reach out to her when she's made it clear that she does not want to continue the relationship at this point. So, I understand it's scary. I know. I've been in your shoes. I know exactly what that's like. So, maybe you should consider signing up for a Skype with me so we can talk about it, come up with like a plan. Obviously, you know, a full hour with me to talk about the relationship and tell me what's been going on and how things have been going. Maybe you could, expand upon some of the stuff. I'll be able to give you a lot more information. We can talk about it. But that's where I would go with this situation. So, if you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I could do email coaching, or we could do a Skype together. If you appreciate this video, put a like on there, because I do appreciate that. Thank you. And if you appreciate my channel and you like the videos, make sure you subscribe, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.